No, they didn't mean what they said. They're just punishing me, that's all. As soon as my trial's over and they know I'm innocent, they'll have me back.
What do you mean by punishing you?
Oh, they're just strict, that's all. I don't like to be embarrassed. But it'll be all right as soon as they know I'm innocent. I've told the police I don't need any money. My family's rich. Why would I want to rob anyone? And I could never threaten anyone with a knife. I hate knives.
Well, without Megan to testify, it could be very difficult to prove.
Don't worry, Mrs. Jackson. Everything will be fine.
Well, I finally finished these trousers. It's a bit of a rush job. I hope the stitches hold.
They'll last until you can buy yourself something on the outside.
The outside. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Just think, all these years ago when they was laying down these cellars, I bet they didn't reckon there was going to be a prison on top.
Or it'll be joined to a drain so we can get out of here.
Are you sure when you was down there you didn't see one bottle of booze?
Lizzie, will you put that book away and learn your lines?
A fairy godmother can say anything she likes.
A fairy godmother will get her magic wand shoved where it does the most damage if she messes this one up.
Do you reckon Mrs. J will really think there's something wrong with Anne? I mean, she's been pretty cagey with Fletch and old Bennett.
The main thing is we've planted the seed of doubt. Jackson's just given us breathing space to get these wrapped up.
Yeah, well, you just be careful that when she finally does blow her top, you're not in her way.
Don't worry, I'll look after myself. With any luck, I'll get old Vera in the firing line.
Where do you think you're going with that?
Well, look, that's a present for Mrs. Jackson. We're going to give it to her later.
Get moving. And hurry up about it. I've been waiting long enough for you.
OK, I'll keep this short as the Inspector General's only given us a few minutes. It seems Mrs. Jackson would rather go away on her honeymoon than suffer Cinderella behind bars. So we're going to give her a sample of what she'll be missing. If she likes it, she might come back for the full show, and I can go on the honeymoon in her place.
Imagine the look on Bob's face.
Hurry up, Smith.
OK, on with the show. Cinderella, Doreen Burns. That'll do. Fairy godmother, Lizzie Birdsworth.
Oh, get the hook, Lizzie. Get off.
And Buttons, Mighty Mouse. Hey!
You reckon they'll be able to hear us up the back bay?
Not if you squeak like that.
Oh, well, hang on. Listen, is it all right if I stand at the back and make sure everyone can hear?
Yeah, it's all right, Brian. Off you go.
Thanks.
OK, girls, get on with it.
This is the part where, Cinderella's talking to Buttons.
Oh, louder, please.
And talking about going to the prince's party.
I wish I could go to the prince's party.
I've just had an idea. I've got a cousin who works at the Prince's Palace. He could get us a job there as waiters. At least we'd see what was going on. What do you reckon? Say.
Okay.
I'll just ring my cousin.
After Buttons has gone, there's a
What did Mrs. Jackson want?
She just wanted to see if I was all right.
She didn't happen to mention anything about your family, did she?
You want to go to the prince's
Yes.
Now, listen, I don't want to get you into a flat, but Vera's been spreading it around to the other screws. She thinks you ought to be moved.
What? Where?
Really?
Drat it. I never seem to be able to frighten anybody these days.
Why is it that you're wearing L plates?
Well, I've had a bit of trouble passing me tests. The last time the examiner asked me to turn him into a charming prince, but I turned him into a frog.
Oh, was he angry?
I don't know, the cat ate him.
You don't seem to.
She thinks there's some insanity in your family.
Well, I've had a few.
No.
Well, she's got a rotten chick. You know, you should never have lied to her. You know what Vera's like. If she wanted to put you in a padded cell, she'd do so just out of spite.
Yeah, well, I hope she's not singing her head off right now.
She won't be. She'll be too afraid of what they're going to do to her. Besides, where's the proof? All those clothes are safely down the tunnel. It'll just be another one of her stories.
Well, I hope they throw her in the pound and toss away the key.
No, that won't do any good.
Oh, you're not feeling sorry for her, are you?
Look, I'm just saying the poor bugger needs help, and we certainly haven't given her much of that.
Oh, well, it was either her or us, wasn't it?
Well, what do you reckon?
No, it's not ugly enough. I can still tell it's Jude.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, if Bev's going to stand in for you, you shouldn't be able to tell the difference. She should have a chin or something else as well.
I beg. Doreen said you wanted to see me.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. J. Irene's going to need a ladder to help set up the stage properly. Do you think you could wangle one for us?
Now, why didn't you ask one of the other officers?
Oh, because you're the only one who'll give us a fair hearing, Mrs.
Now,
J.
that's nonsense, Lizzie, and you know it. But I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thanks. Look, we meant to give this to you before in the garden, but there was too much ruckus and we forgot. It's supposed to be a wedding present, but I suppose now it'll have to double as a farewell present too.
Thank you.
Unless you change your mind.
Yeah, it's not too late to change your mind. I mean, after all we've been through together, you can't run out on us now.
Yeah, and who's going to stand up for us against Vinegar Tits and Dizzy?
Oh, now, Doreen.
Well, it's true. Old Bennett can't wait till you'll leave until...
I'll remember that, Burns.
Oh, hello, Miss Bennett.
Well, these are lovely. Thank you very much. I'll treasure them.
Oh, well, the idea is to use them, not treasure them.
Yes, all right. But I'll come and see you before I go.
Where do you think you're going?
There's something I want to say to Mrs. Jackson.
All right. You're fools if you think you can make her stay. Why should she? When all you ever do is make her feel she's wasting her time trying to help you.
You got a minute, Mrs. Jackson?
Yes, Bea.
What's happening about Anne?
Well, she'll be kept in solitary.
But she's sick.
If you'd let me finish. She'll be kept in solitary until Dr. Wiseman has seen her.
Well, that's more like it. But what if you can't find anything wrong with her? She's pretty good at putting on an act. Well, didn't you see through her either?
If you're that worried about her, as I said before, why don't you go and speak to Mrs. Davidson?
Well, that's right. You're getting out, aren't you? We're not your problem anymore. Not that I blame you. You can't stand what's happening in Wentworth any more than I can.
Now, who told you that?
No one had to tell me. I've been here long enough to know when someone's throwing in the towel. Seems a pity, though. The only screw that gives a damn about us walking out on us.
Well, what I do with my life is my own business.
You're right, of course, but you see, I care about what happens in Wentworth. Now, what about someone like Anne and Lizzie? A bloke like Gillespie isn't going to care about what happens to them. Mrs. Jackson, tell me something. When Mr. Jackson was murdered in here, how come he didn't quit on us then?
All right. If you didn't attack Miss Bennett, then who did?
I can't remember, and that's the truth, I swear.
Have you ever suffered from blackouts, Anne? Lapses in time? A few minutes, an hour, when you couldn't remember what happened immediately before? Then how do you explain not being able to remember this afternoon's incident? Do you consider yourself a truthful person?
Yes.
All right. Now relax and we'll think back to when you were, say, a teenager. How did you get on at school?
I didn't go to school until I was 14. Then I went to boarding school. I had a tutor until then.
Was your family on the land?
No, they just didn't want me to go to school, that's all.
What about brothers and sisters?
My brother went to school, but I wasn't allowed.
Why not?
I was special.
Special? In what way special? All right, now about your tutor. What did you think of him as a teacher, for instance?
He was always telling me what to do.
And you didn't like that?
He used to lock me in my room for hours if I didn't get everything right.
And what did your parents think of that?
They didn't believe me. So I stopped telling them. But I used to tell Megan. She was the only friend I had. She believed me.
And where's Megan now?
She's dead.
Why did your parents think you were special?
I can't remember. They just did. I can't remember. I can't.
What are you two doing here?
Well, Miss Bennett said it would be okay if we came in to say goodbye.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She must be going a bit soft in the head, I reckon.